Hello everyone, Michelle here from the Creative Cove. Thanks for joining me today. Still working on my scrap busting. I don't know what video this will be, but I am on a mission to use up some scraps. So today I thought we could do another little journal by using up some bigger pieces of scraps and washi taping them together. And then either you can make these cute little inserts that you can sew into a journal as signatures, or it could be the journal itself. So let's have some fun. This is what I have on the desk right now, which is a cut up of the masterboards I had the other day. I did a video on masterboard, so I again, using my playing cards, the extra large playing cards, and I'm really sad because I think I only have 4 of them. And I'm still making journals this size, so I took my masterboard and chopped it down to match the card size so that my journals are relatively consistent sizes right now. So I was in the middle of just covering up the back side of this. I think I'll leave this one blank, but this one I wanted to cover with some paper, and I recently just had to run out and get some more glue. I'm not a big fan of this glue, but it's the only one they had, so I'll just use it. I find this isn't got a good adhesiveness to it. It's kind of, what's the word, weak when it comes to gluing, so I have to use extra, which means I just go through it way more. I think it's for kids, this one. It's like a washable glue. It's, you know, purple and then it dries clear. Just not my favorite glue, that's all, but it will do. Even glue's getting expensive now. Everything's getting expensive. So it won't stay purple, which is good because I'm not a big purple fan. Well, I like wearing purple, but I don't like painting or crafting with purple. Isn't that weird? It's weird. At least I think it's weird. There's fun scrap, some sewing already on it, and literally just gluing them down like we did with the masterboards. I just wanted to cover the back of this one. And then today we're going to use washi tape. I do have a lot of it, and I want to use it up, at least some of it. Now you can run these through the sewing machine, of course, to reinforce everything, add extra texture if you wanted to. And then what I like to try and figure out is where I'm going to glue it. So I just kind of build my books with scraps here. So very simple, nothing decorated yet. This is scrap watercolor paper. And then I would either stick this one here. We could do that. Let's just go ahead and do that. And then I like to make the washi tape part of the decoration. So I'll pick a washi tape. I got this pretty one here with bees on it. Now this one's pretty narrow. If you don't have washi tape, you can use strips of paper to hinge your pages. Using up, again, more scraps, which is great. But I've had this washi tape for some time now. I've got a lot of it, and I need to use it up. So I'm just going to put this down here. Normally I'd put them right together, but because this has some bulk to it already, I don't want to lay it flat or the hinge won't line up. So now I'm just going to put it on here and press down. And I add a little bit of glue because washi tape is not the strongest, stickiest stuff in the world. So that glue just helps keep the hinge intact. So you can see how I glued it on the side, taped it on the side of that spine, because if I taped it on the even with the back, then this wouldn't fold closed very easily. Once you get to a certain bulk, you have to kind of be mindful of that. So let's use a wider one here maybe. So most of my washi tapes are from the washi tape shop, or from your creative studios, or from the thrift shop, like these guys are from the thrift shop. wherever I can get my hands on it. But there's some really beautiful washi tapes out there, like super pretty. And they're just so much fun to use. I never used to use them, but now I seem to be kind of prone to grabbing a roll and decorating with them. That, and I think I really have to use some up. Like, I've had so much. Okay, that's probably why I don't use washi tape as much as I should, because I don't have the patience to peel it. I know you're supposed to have one of those little sharp things, but I don't have one of those tools. So I use scissors. Okay, so I'm going to put most of this washi tape back here because I like the design of the front of this already. This one is a strong washi tape, so I'm not going to bother putting glue on that. I really like how some of them are super strong and you don't need to reinforce them, and then others are kind of weaker and you need to glue them down. So this is a cute little insert right here. I'll show you a couple more ideas you can do with using up these old master boards. So there's, we'll call that the first little insert, or it could even be a simple little hard journal because it's rigid with those playing cards. I think it's really cute and super simple. Okay, so I got this one left, and let's start again. So I'm going to use one of these. Let's put him aside, actually. Let's just use these two. Make sure I'm in frame here because my camera's always changing. And as usual, I have tons on my desk. So something like that. And then I just pick a washi tape. So I have this black and white one here, which is really pretty. Also from the washi tape shop, this one. I did a review on their products. I'll try and remember to link it. You know, I'm notorious for lying to you about that. Usually it's because I film these ahead and then I upload them and they release like a week or two later, and I've forgotten what I said. All right. So I just try to visually line them up. You can, of course, put a spacer in there, but I'm not overly concerned about it being perfect. Let's just check the gap here, so it could move over a little. So you can see how strong this one is. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it like that. It's not a big deal. So it still folds and lines up on the edges. That's what matters. So it was actually straight. And there you go. You got a hinge there. So now you can add another one here to this side. And so let's use up some more scraps. So I'm going to masterboard the back of these. I guess it's not a masterboard now, it's just a collage. I don't know if this is really a using up your scraps video so much it is building a little journal. But I just want to use up these scraps so much. I have so many of them, and just when I think, oh yeah, I'm making progress, more show up. The never-ending saga of scraps. But they are, what's nice about them is they kind of force you to try different things, you know? Force you to think outside the box a little bit. Oops, sticky over there. I'm just going to cover this back side. Let me know if you've been enjoying the Use Up Your Scraps series that I've been doing. I'm curious if people are really enjoying it or not. If it's been helpful at all, inspiring, or it's been repetitive. Maybe you've seen this done a million times. It's nothing super, super new in this series, but it's my take on things and how I like to play with paper. All right, let's cut this back. I'll just trim off the excess. I like the little rounded edges here. Now these scraps I will throw away. They're just too small. Okay, so that's that page done. It'd be nice to throw some sewing in here too for fun. Might do that. Also helps keep these little sticky bits down. Like I said, this glue is not the best. You have to be pretty generous with it. Okay, so I got that, and then that. All right, let's stick another page. So I've got this guy. So we're just going to tape it. So again, this was all scraps from the masterboard. Let's use this really thin one. This one I'm pretty sure was from a thrift shop as well, this washi tape. Now this one has like a bit of a plastic finish to it. Just going to stick this on. Or you can go right around if you want to, but then you're kind of tripling up on your washi tape. So right now I just do the one hinge and then kind of decide what I'm hinging on the next side. Just take this off. Push that down. Make sure they line up. So you can see this side is open still for you to hinge more pages. And I just keep going and going in that process, building up these little inserts. So we could do something fun. Got a scrap here where we could maybe do a fold out. So if you had a nice punch, for example, you could punch some decorative holes down here. So something like this. Let's do that. We'll use this pretty bee tape. So I'm going to just throw some on here. I'm gonna put half the tape down. Cut it. And then I will flip it over. So this isn't so much about decorating as it is about building the journal at this stage. Building up a series of folding bits and bobs here, and that way I can come back and decorate it. I'll go back in here, open her up, make sure you leave enough of a gap in between the main page and the folded page here so that it can flip over. If you tape it right next to it, if the washi tape is stretchy, you'll get away with it. Otherwise, you won't be able to fold the page back in. Let me just move a few things here. Maybe find some tools. Oh my gosh. I've been so busy. Whoop, losing everything. So busy playing with my scraps that I have lost all my tools in this disaster I call a room. Here, this is what I'm looking for. A little corner punch. Might round the corners off on this. And then maybe let's give her a little bit of ink. What color do I want to use? Let's use this brushed corduroy. I'm just going to ink the edges here. And I like a messy ink. Kind of like it when it gets all over the place. Something that simple. Let's scrunch it up a little more. Sorry if the camera shakes. Okay. So now we have that. Maybe we could put something along here. Maybe a scrap of lace I got kicking around. Works. This needs a little bit more serious glue. This glue has dried up on me, but I can use a little brush to get to it. This is my, what's it called? Art glitter glue. I paid a lot of money for that glue, and I made the mistake of being distracted and left the lid off. Like didn't leave the lid off, but didn't close it up, the little nib here, and it dried right through. So now I have to use it like a paintbrush, with a paintbrush, but that's okay. It's still really good glue. Just make sure I don't glue it to the bottom. Okay, oops, I just totally moved it. A little bit more generous glue since it's so lacy. Let's try that again. Stitching through that would be nice too. If you like to sew. Put something like that in there for drawing, because you know I'm a sucker for drawing. Well, I've got this glue out. I will just use this glue. So when I build my journals, I'm always thinking of where I can add drawings more than where I can add writing. That's the kind of journaling I like to do. Just adding sketches. There we go. Move that out of the way. Add a stamp on here if you want. Add a little texture. I have this little, I'm assuming it's Japanese writing. Just something. And then I just keep working on it. So maybe I'll add another one out here. Got this scrap. So we'll do one more, and maybe we'll do a fold or something like this. Now let's do the full page. So what I like to do is just trace the card. It just helps me get the right size, because I'm not big on measurements, but I do want to make sure that I'm working with the same size throughout. I'm gonna be really bummed when I'm out of those cards. I only have 2 left now. I'm gonna have to thrift hunt some more. And you know what it's like when you're thrifting and looking for something, you can't find it. You just come across these goodies when you're not looking for something specific. But that's what makes thrifting so much fun. At least I think so. Something like that. So now that color shows up again here. And this is a file folder, leftover file folder from another project. And let's see, I've got this fun tape. It's kind of pretty. Let's use that. I think I'll ink this. A little bit easier to ink when it's in my hands. So today's video is pretty short and simple, but hopefully it gives you some ideas on how to use some bigger scraps of papers to create either a full journal or an insert for your journals. And some washi tape. Now, if we didn't have washi tape, then I would find a scrap. So let's use a scrap on this one. This one's a bit shorter than the glue, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to add more glue because this scrap is wider. Gonna again be pretty generous with this glue because I don't have, let's find a longer scrap. There we go. Is wider because, sorry, more generous glue because of the nature of that glue is not very strong. So I'm going to visually line it up with the bottom here and the top, and then again leave myself a bit of a gap in between. Hopefully you can see the gap there when I glue it, just so that it has room to hinge over like this. So you're basically kind of creating an accordion. And then if you went back the other way, just like when we were kids in school, we used to make those accordion books. At least I did. So the accordion, then you'd hinge this side and it would open up like a long foldable accordion. So in this case, we're just folding it into sections for our books. Okay, so there's that one. And then where's the other one I did? Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. And then I would just kind of put it in a book. Let's see what I've got here. I got this one, still working on. So you can, because they're the same size, consistent size, I know they're gonna fit. So I can glue it in, I can feed it through if I want, because I tie my signatures in. It can just be an additional insert that just sits in there that automatically comes out when you open the book. But again, just using bigger scraps, washi tape, glue, and playing cards if you have them. So you can do something really fun with this one. So you don't like that glue. Nothing stays glued. What's your favorite brand of glue? I like the yellow stuff, and I can't think of what it's called right now. That stuff works for me. Just thinking, you know how I like to draw something, so maybe let's make a little pocket here. I thought I was done, but I just want to use up a few more scraps. Something like this, something super plain. Okay, so for this big watercolor piece here, it's going to add that white glue to that just because it's pretty thick glue. Pretty thick paper, I mean. I just slap that down too. Got glue everywhere. I might have cut that too short for this piece. I think I did. I'm going to double side tape this, just because that glue stick I have is definitely not strong enough. Which will make this probably too small. Maybe. So you know what? Let's put it up here. It looks like it's going to be pretty snug. So, come on. I will make it so that it slides in as opposed to a pocket. I'm not going to glue the bottom. Tape the bottom. I'll just put it right here. See if this will go through because it's pretty snug. There, like that. And then you can just add a little decoration. Just a vine of some kind with a pen. This is just a standard ballpoint pen here. But you know I can't resist doodling. Just gonna go this way, a little bit easier. I'm a doodler, it's official. That's all I get done. My husband's like, "What you do today?" "Well, I did a lot of doodling." He just rolls his eyes. Okay. Let's put a little sewing line in here. If you like to cheat like me, you don't always like to break out the sewing machine or know that you can't do it straight. There we go. Let's ink this guy a little bit. So that's just a quick video today on using up some scraps again and creating these big little inserts. Big little inserts. Is that called an oxymoron? There we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it gave you some ideas on more scrap busting. Please leave any suggestions or comments below and let me know what you think. And if you have some ideas you'd like to share with this channel and people who review it on how you scrap bust, please do so. All right, everyone, take care. Bye.